Before anything, let's just like look at this, I guess, because this is all the chat's gonna be talking about anyway, right? So like, let's just take a look here. December Endgame update, right? So this was just posted 15 hours ago. Based on the feedback of the high watermark system, it is our desire to have a compelling and diverse endgame. So New World's kind of talking about endgame because people are complaining about the endgame. And just before I go any further, I just want to let you guys know I have not read Reddit. I haven't read any other people's opinions on this. I don't know what people think. I just want to give you guys what I think after first reading it, but we'll see. Okay, so this is just my unbiased opinion. We're making some major changes in the 1.2 December patch. Our goal is for the game to provide a variety of activities that all provide compelling rewards and interesting changes. And we're going to discuss 3 big changes we'll be making: improving our endgame gear progression, increasing rewards for endgame activities, and tuning endgame content. Okay. So expertise and Gypsum system. Okay. So we've heard that the high watermark system was not communicated effectively, and it promotes a single monotonous activity, had too much randomness, and was a bit too grindy. We're completely revamping the system to address these concerns. The new and improved watermark system is called Expertise. In the December update, Expertise will govern the highest drops you can get per slot, much like high watermark did. But starting in early 2022, it will also govern the effectiveness of your gear. This means if your Warhammer Expertise is 520 and you equip a 550 gear score hammer, the weapon's effective gear score will be reduced to 520. While we understand to some players this may result in a temporary reduction in power, we believe in the long run this will result in more rewarding progression loops that can't be bypassed by buying gear off the trading post. So essentially, what you can do now is just not play the game endgame, buy stuff off the trading post that's best in slot by crafting it or by just making gold and then buying it. And then you don't actually have to farm watermark. You can just buy the best in slot gear. What they're proposing to change here is you basically have to farm watermark, which is now called Expertise. Like, you can't sidestep the system any longer. Like, your character is going to be weak AF if you don't farm watermark or Expertise. So a question I have right away is watermark going to be transferred to Expertise, or is everyone going to have to re-grind Expertise? I'm guessing watermark is going to become Expertise, right? So you should start grinding watermark now, I'm guessing, right? A major improvement provided by Expertise is that a player's expertise per slot is displayed on the inventory screen. Okay, so right here you can see your expertise. So we'll want to make sure to get our expertise. Oh, shit, there's expertise for jewelry? Jewelry doesn't drop on anything. How are you gonna get... Okay, this is weird. Jewelry doesn't drop in like chests or bosses. Like, the only way to get jewelry expertise is like you have to farm. How do you even get jewelry expertise? You have to farm like endgame dungeons. You can get it from crafting. Interesting. So anyway, we'll keep reading. Hopefully there's a way to get jewelry expertise though. As well as the average expertise while equipped gear. Additionally, each time a player gets an expertise bump, a level up banner will appear. Note the expertise system locks at level 60, so this information will not be shown until then. The second major improvement made is adding a way for players to control their gear progression. To achieve this, we introduced Gypsum. Gypsum is a new resource that's found by doing a variety of activities. Gypsum can be crafted into Gypsum orbs, which can be turned into special caches called Gypsum casts. Gypsum casts are gear type specific, and when open, guarantee an expertise bump for that type of gear as well as an item of that type. So if you really want to increase your bow expertise, you can craft a Gypsum bow cast. Players can earn Gypsum by doing 7 different endgame activities. Defeating level 60 plus open world named bosses, typically found in elite landmarks. Defeating the final bosses of Lazarus, instrumentally in Garden of Genesis. So Lazarus and Genesis. Found in outpost rush caches. Nice. So we can just farm outpost and get caches to then... Oh, wait, this is really sick. At least they're in outpost rush caches. I can farm outpost and put all my outpost gypsum to jewelry. That's good. Found in trade skill aptitude reward containers. Found in arena caches. So arena's not actually arena. Arena's like a PvE thing, I think. Found in beach caches. Found in hostile creatures level 55. But only after consuming a special attunement potion. Okay. So you can only farm 1 per day for OPR, people are saying. 1 a day? WTF? Carry on reading. Okay, we'll just keep reading. We believe that providing different ways to collect Gypsum will allow players to play a variety of content while always finding at least a few activities they love to progress in their gear score. Engaging in these activities 30 to 60 minutes a day will earn players enough Gypsum of that type to craft a Gypsum orb, except for Topaz, since the attunement potion can only be crafted once a week. So you have to collect all of these, or wait. After players have earned the sufficient Gypsum for an orb, they won't earn more for 23 hours? Okay, so you can make 1 orb. You can get enough Gypsum to make 1 orb once a day. So that's not terrible. It's just time gated, but it's not like... You can at least make 1 orb a day. I wonder what the orb... Is the orb going to increase watermark by like 1? Gypsum orbs can then be crafted in a Gypsum cast of any weapon, armor, or trinket. Type. Note that you can only craft any type of cast once a day. So... You only have to do 1 of these activities once a day. So you don't have to do all of these, right? Because you can only make 1 cast a day anyway. So I have to just do 1 outpost rush a day. To get 1 cast a day. In the 1 cast a day, I can increase my watermark by... How much is it going to increase watermark by? Is it going to increase it by 5, 10, 1? Hopefully it's not by 1, because then you would need hundreds of days to get max watermark. We've introduced a new kiln crafting station in all the endgame zones that allow players to craft Gypsum orbs in the various Gypsum casts. Note that we've tuned down the general chance of getting an expertise bump to compensate for the guaranteed bumps that we added with Gypsum. Elite chest odds were reduced a little, but open name world buffs were reduced a lot. We have increased up the amount your expertise increased with each bump to make Gypsum casts and the random bumps feel more valuable. Okay, so how much are the bumps? Is it a bump of like 5 watermark or 5 expertise? Huh. Reward improvements. To ensure our endgame activities provide compelling rewards for the effort and risk involved, we've reviewed them and made some adjustments. We will continue to audit our rewards for each activity and make further adjustments as necessary. For this goal, we focused on expeditions. Our goal is that expeditions are super rewarding experiences. Since they require a time investment to craft an orb and are challenging content, we made 4 adjustments to make them more rewarding. Each expedition boss will guarantee a random expertise bump. So it sounds like they want you to do expeditions. We fixed all chests in Lazarus instrumentally in Garden of Genesis so they have a chance to provide endgame expertise bumps. Added item shards as a guaranteed drop for expedition bosses and has a chance to drop from elite chests. Added guarantee sapphire Gypsum drops for each expedition boss. So it sounds like they really want people in Genesis and Lazarus and no one's actually doing it. So they're like, okay, let's make it way more valuable. Like these 2 things, like it seems like no one does. Everyone really just farms mats and crafts best in slot, puts it on the trading post, farms mats, sells them, buys best in slot. And they're like, wait a minute, we want people actually doing the end game. Let's make a system where there's expertise so you have to do the end game or something. And as discussed above, we've added Gypsum to a variety of our endgame activities. This should make all these activities more rewarding since they will result in gear progression and 1 guaranteed good drop from opening the Gypsum cast. We felt that Wait, so the Gypsum cast gives you a piece of gear every day that could actually be good? Or does it just bump you up? Is it a guaranteed good drop a day? Because that's kind of cool. If it gives you guaranteed good gear every day, then that's okay. We felt that War and Invasion were already rewarding enough, and due to their limited availability, wanted to be careful about making them even more rewarding. Arena bosses also guarantee an additional random expertise bump. Okay. Did I skip something? We've made several adjustments in the endgame difficulty to compensate for some accidental over-tuning we did in the November patch. We improperly set several enemies to a difficulty level above what we intended. With these changes, we hope to find a middle ground between the 2 easy endgame content we had in pre-November and the overtuned HP sponges we had afterwards. The upcoming December release notes will provide more specifics on the changes. 66 landmarks are supposed to be really hard, requiring optimized gear and consumes. With the changes to expertise, players can progress their gear in a variety of ways before venturing to those areas. We've also mentioned 2 other elite landmarks to become endgame POIs. The Malevolence Elite POI in Edengrove was up leveled to 66 content. Now 6 elite chests. Wow. So there's more elite chests. And the Imperial Palace in North Dynasty Shrine Elite Landscapes and Everscale were up leveled to 66, and 8 elite chests were added. Wow, so there's going to be a lot more elite chests. Now there'll be an endgame open world area in each of the endgame territories. Evanscale, Reach, Shattered Mountains, Edengrove, and Reekwater. Wow, so they added in Edengrove and Evanscale for way more elite chests. Conclusion. We're sorry that the endgame experience is not at par with the start of the game and hope these changes start to remedy that. We're not done yet and we'll continue to refine, improve, and add to our endgame over time, but hopefully these changes will create a better foundation to build off. Everything other than the expertise, effectiveness, and gear which will be released will be available to try on the PTR. Oh, wait, tomorrow? So the PTR is out today, huh? Oh, shit. Damn. In 1 hour, 10 minutes? Okay, I'll probably do the PTR then. I'll check it out. Okay, so my initial, okay, so I have like a roller coaster of emotions. My initial like response is that it's kind of cool that you can't just hit level 60, you know, have someone, you know, give you 100k gold, you buy all the best in slot gear, and your character's just maxed out. It's kind of cool that you hit level 60 and then there's more progression. You have to hit 60 and then get expertise capped so you can actually play the game. It gives you more to do. I don't know if I like the way in which they're doing it though. Like, yeah, I don't know if I like the way in which they're doing it. Like having, I don't know if I have a better suggestion. However, like here's the thing, like for the problem is kind of that people weren't actually farming the endgame content. They were maxing their trade skills, just crafting the best in slot gear. They would have watermark at like 500. They never stepped foot in Genesis, never stepped foot in Lazarus, never stepped foot in anywhere. They just crafted, made the best in slot gear, and they just only played the game crafting. Now, I guess the question is that a problem? Should we allow crafters to just craft best in slot gear, not do anything except stay in the town and craft best in slot and have decked out gear? Or should you make them actually play the game so that their gear effectiveness is good? Seems as if the direction New World's taking is we want to make people actually play the game. We want to make people actually have to fight endgame bosses, do endgame things so that they're powerful. But I can almost see both sides. I can almost see both sides. Like, I can see from a crafter's perspective that you're just like, dude, like, I play this game to craft, to hang out, to make gold, to make best in slot. Like, I don't want to do all that other stuff. But I can also see the point of, like, someone who's farming Watermark, farming Genesis, you know, doing all that. And then they look at a crafter and the crafting is best in slot. And they're like, dude, you just literally sat in the town and crafted best in slot. I've been slaving away in Genesis for weeks. So I think with this system, what they're trying to do is like combine those two of like, okay, you can craft your best in slot gear. Like you can craft really good gear, but if you actually want to use that good gear, you're going to have to go and play the game. Huh. I don't know. I don't know if I hate it as much as some other players. I like that you can get Gypsum from Outpost Rush. I can craft a good piece, like as a PvPer, I can craft a good piece of gear every day, you know, from Outpost. I can get my watermark up through Outpost or my expertise up through Outpost, hopefully. I don't know. As a PvPer, I don't know if I like hate this that much. It seems like a lot of people seem really upset. As a crafter, I would probably be pretty pissed. Like, if my watermark was 500, I didn't do anything ever, and I just crafted, I'd be pretty pissed right now. Yeah. Yeah. So, I guess, assuming watermark is going to transfer to expertise, which it should, They don't mention it in here, but it's like the same thing, right? Watermark is going to be expertise, right? They're going to transfer it, I'm assuming. Assuming they transfer watermark to expertise. Everyone should start farming watermark today, if you haven't already. Like, for sure. Right? Because you're going to need it. You have, like, the next month or the next couple weeks to do it. Someone says it's easier to craft best in slot and crafters can get expertise crafting. Well, if it's easier to craft BIS and you can get expertise crafting, then crafting isn't dead, which is a good thing. Yeah. Scroll down to the post. It does confirm it transfers. We've seen this question pop up a lot in posts. I want to clarify. Your high watermark progression will not be reset, and any high watermark you had earned will be converted to expertise. Okay, so great. That's great clarification. So, like, I don't know. It's cool that we can like, things that I like, the pros. I like that you can see it on the inventory page now. So there's no mistaking, okay, I maxed out my watermark to 600 in every slot, or 590 or whatever it caps at, so that we can actually know, you know, the power of that. I think so this next couple weeks we should really be farming, guys. We want to get these up high before they change it. The thing that's hard is that there's watermark for jewelry, and jewelry is really hard to come by. So, like, all of my gypsum boxes I'll probably be using for jewelry to bump these up, but that's still going to take a long time if you can only get one box a day. Assuming it bumps it up by 5 points, it's still going to take, what, like 20 bumps on each? So it's going to take 60 days. If it bumps it up by 5, it's going to take 60 days. You can get 7 gypsums a day, not 1. Did I misread this? After players have earned a efficient gypsum for an orb, they won't earn any more for 23 hours. They didn't say a specific gypsum. They just said gypsum. So if I get enough gypsum from an outpost rush cache to make an orb, none of these will drop any gypsum. There's 7 ways to get it, but you only need to do 1 a day. Yeah. I think I'm reading this correctly, right? You only get 1 a day. You can't, like, that, which is a good thing, by the way. Like, if they made it so you could get 7 a day, my whole day would just be like, okay, I'm going to start the day off and I'm going to do my chest runs. Now I'm going to kill all the elite bosses. Now I'm going to go to Lazarus and then Genesis, and then I'm going to do an outpost, and then I'm going to craft, and then I'm doing arena, and then I'm going to go to beach caches, and then I'm going to do a camp, and then I'm going to go to bed so I can wake up so I can do it again. Like, that would be dog shit. That would be awful, right? Like, it's literally only 1, right? Yeah. Like, you would literally never get to play the game. It would just be this all day, every day. Like, this is how WoW is, man. This is how they made WoW. Like, in WoW, in like some of the recent expansions, you had to, like, unlock so many different things, and you had to run so many different things just to get gear. And it was almost like an all-day, everyday thing just to get geared. You could never actually play the game for, like, 2 to 3 months. And then once you unlocked, well, maybe not month, maybe that's an exaggeration, like 3 to 4 weeks, maybe 5 weeks if you went hard. And then you could play the game, which was, like, annoying. I just got kicked out of the game. The fact you can only have 1 is dank. Yeah, it's really good. Really good. So, I mean, yeah. Like, what do you guys think about this? Like, I don't know if I'm that against it. Like, maybe it's just because I'm not a crafter. But as a PvPer, I don't know if I hate it that much. As a PvPer, I don't know if I hate it that much. I really don't know. Like, that means when someone hits level 60, they're going to be a little bit weaker than someone who's been 60 and farming content for 2 months. It sucks for solo players. Why? You can just queue an outpost every day. I think it might be healthy for the game, despite, like, everyone seeming to hate it. Like, I know it sounds annoying, but I think it might be healthy for the game long term.